There's a reason you're here right now watching this video. Maybe you've felt overwhelmed by the constant stream of thoughts in your mind, or perhaps you're searching for a way to quiet that voice and reconnect with something deeper. Let me tell you this. Every thought you have is an opportunity to listen, not just to your mind, but to something far more profound. Let's explore this together. The voice in your head has been with you your entire life. It narrates, judges, and even argues with itself. But here's the thing. What if that voice isn't really you? What if you're the one who listens to it? This subtle shift in perspective changes everything, because the moment you realize you're the observer, you unlock the ability to choose which thoughts you engage with. When you think about it, most of your mental energy is spent either in the past or the future. Regrets, worries, plans, fears, they all play like a never-ending movie in your mind. But have you ever paused and asked yourself, who's watching this movie? That's the real you, the silent observer. And when you connect with that part of yourself, you begin to see that the constant stream of thoughts is just noise. This realization is powerful because it shows you that you're not defined by your thoughts. The fears, doubts, and insecurities you experience don't own you. They're temporary visitors in your mind. And just like visitors, you can choose how long they stay. You can decide to let them go. But how do you do this? It starts with awareness. Begin to notice your thoughts without judgment. Imagine them as clouds passing across the sky. Some are light and fleeting, while others are dark and heavy. But none of them are permanent, and none of them define the vast sky that holds them. As you practice this awareness, something incredible happens. You stop reacting to every thought and start responding to life from a place of clarity. You realize that the voice in your head doesn't have to control you. Instead, you can guide it. You can redirect your focus to thoughts that empower you and let go of the ones that drain you. This is where the real magic lies. When you let go of identifying with your thoughts, you create space for something deeper, your intuition, your creativity, and your connection to the present moment. These are the parts of you that truly thrive when the mind quiets down. And here's something even more profound. When you stop trying to silence your thoughts and instead observe them, you'll notice they naturally begin to quiet on their own. The mind craves attention, but when you simply acknowledge it without feeding into it, it loses its grip on you. It's like a child throwing a tantrum. Once it realizes you're not engaging, it settles down. Every thought you have is like a ripple on the surface of a still lake. When you stop stirring the waters, the ripples fade, and the lake becomes calm again. This stillness is your natural state. It's where peace, joy, and clarity reside. And the more you practice returning to this state, the easier it becomes to live from it. Before we continue, take a moment to share your thoughts in the comments below. What resonated with you the most so far? Or perhaps share your journey and inspire someone else. And while you're here, don't forget to subscribe. It's absolutely free and helps you stay connected to content that uplifts and motivates. Now that we've got this out of the way, let's dive back in. When you start seeing your thoughts as tools rather than masters, you reclaim your power. You begin to navigate life with purpose and intention, free from the constant pull of mental noise. This doesn't mean your mind will never wander again. It will, but you'll have the awareness to bring it back to the present, over and over again. And here's the beautiful part. As you cultivate this awareness, you'll start noticing things you've overlooked. The beauty of a sunset, the warmth of a smile, the sound of the wind in the trees. These moments become vibrant and alive because you're no longer lost in thought. You're present. This is the essence of true living, not being trapped in your mind, but being fully here, fully alive. And it all starts with the simple act of listening to the voice in your head, not as your identity, but as a passing thought. This shift changes everything. Take this with you today. You are not your thoughts. You are the awareness that watches them. And in that awareness lies your freedom. The mind has a way of convincing you that it's in control, that every thought it creates is essential, and that your identity is tied to its chatter. But what if the real power comes when you step back and observe it? Let's take this journey deeper. You've likely heard the phrase, "You are what you think." But what if that's only partially true? What if you're not your thoughts, but the energy that gives them life? Every thought you have is a reflection, like the surface of a mirror. It's not the real you. It's a projection of your experiences, beliefs, and conditioning. The true you is the one holding the mirror, the one silently watching. Imagine this. You're sitting by a river, watching the water flow. The current is your thoughts, constantly moving and shifting. Some parts are calm, others are turbulent. Now imagine stepping into the river, trying to control its flow. The more you fight it, the stronger the current seems. But when you step back to the riverbank, you see the water for what it truly is, just a passing stream. This is what happens when you shift from being caught up in your thoughts to observing them. When you realize you are not the river, but the observer, you free yourself from the struggle. This is where you'll discover peace. The river will always flow, but you don't have to fight it. You can simply let it pass, knowing that stillness is always available to you. And here's a question to reflect on. How often do you let the mind pull you away from what truly matters? When was the last time you fully experienced a moment without thinking about the next? This isn't about blaming yourself, it's about awakening to the fact that life is happening now, not in the endless dialogue of the mind. This awareness brings incredible freedom. When you stop identifying with every thought, you give yourself permission to simply be. And in that state of being, you'll find clarity, creativity, and connection to something greater than yourself. Call it intuition, presence, or even divinity. This is the space where life feels aligned. But let's be honest, the mind doesn't like to be ignored. It thrives on engagement. When you don't give it attention, it may fight back with louder, more persistent thoughts. This is normal. The key is not to resist, but to acknowledge. "I see you," you might say to your thoughts, "but I don't have to follow you." Think of your thoughts as clouds drifting across the sky. Some are dark and stormy, others are light and gentle. But no matter how they appear, they always pass. They don't define the sky itself, and your thoughts don't define you. You are the vast, limitless space in which they come and go. Here's another way to look at it. Your thoughts are like waves on the ocean. They rise, peak, and fall. But beneath the surface, the ocean remains calm, deep, and steady. That's the real you, the depth beneath the waves. And when you anchor yourself in this depth, the surface turbulence loses its power. This understanding doesn't just bring peace, it transforms the way you approach life. When you're no longer controlled by your thoughts, you become free to focus on what truly matters. Relationships, purpose, joy. You stop living reactively and start living intentionally. Now let's talk about why this matters in the big picture. The mind is a tool. It's meant to help you navigate the world, solve problems, and create. But somewhere along the way, it became the master instead of the servant. Reclaiming that balance is like tuning a radio to a clearer frequency. You begin to hear what truly resonates. And here's the beauty of this journey. The more you practice stepping back and observing your thoughts, the more you'll notice moments of profound stillness and connection. These moments are the gateway to deeper understanding, not just of yourself, but of life itself. You'll find that the things you once worried about lose their grip, and you'll experience a sense of ease you may not have thought possible. Every time you choose to observe rather than react, you're planting a seed of freedom. Over time, these seeds grow into a garden of peace, joy, and clarity. It doesn't happen all at once, but with each step, you'll feel a little lighter, a little more aligned. So as you move forward, remember this: the thoughts will come, but they don't define you. The noise will rise, but it doesn't own you. You are the stillness beneath the noise, the observer beyond the chatter. And in that realization, you'll find the peace you've been seeking. Take this moment to breathe, to pause, and to reconnect with that stillness. You don't need to strive or struggle. Everything you need is already within you, waiting to be rediscovered. This is your journey, and it begins now. Before we wrap up, I want to thank you for taking the time to watch this video. If this resonated with you, share it with someone who might need to hear it today. It could change their life. And don't forget to subscribe and turn on noties. It's absolutely free and ensures you'll never miss out on content that inspires and uplifts. Remember, the journey to reclaiming your inner peace and true potential starts with small intentional steps. Every thought, every action, and every moment can lead you closer to the life you deserve. So, take a deep breath, trust in the process, and keep moving forward. You've got this. Until next time, stay true to yourself, stay present, and stay inspired. See you soon.